Good evening. Well, this seems a bit weird. It's been ages since I've done a live. Those of you that follow me on social media will see that there's been some life issues that have got in the way, and families had to come first. But I'm back, at least for the next three Thursdays. Rota's worked out well as well, so that's good. I don't know what to say. It's been that long. Earworm. Let's bring in the earworm, and then I can work out what I'm going to say. So, joining us tonight, we have Mr. Dale from Maple Tree Studios.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Do you want to see me knob?
Why have you got a blue light? So, Dale's joining us. I'm just going to pop him back in the background for a minute.
To do.
Because those of you who would have seen some of the social media bits I put out this afternoon, I've got quite a big announcement, or something that I'm quite pleased and proud about. I am now an official distributor and stockist for True Grit, made in Yorkshire. So yeah, super pleased for that. It's going to be available at the moment from me, club demos. I've got 2 of those booked this month and then 1 next month. So that, and then hopefully I'm going to get the website sorted out and some of the kits that I've got to sell, and this will be available on my website. Right, let's bring Dale back. So tonight,
spoiling the atmosphere.
All right, see you later. All right. What are we doing tonight?
Booze, man. Don't show fuck that.
Crack on, enjoy yourself. So tonight we're gonna have a bit of fun. I've got a bit of oak on the lathe, and we're gonna turn a project. I've got loads, probably like other people, of wood turning books. I seem to have collected easily 20 wood turning books. So I thought tonight we'll look at a project from the 30-minute wood turning book. Probably won't do it in 30 minutes tonight. We'll take it in times. This is by a great wood turner that's sadly no longer with us, Mark Baker. The link, if you want to get this book, there is a link down in the description. So tonight we're going to turn a workshop mallet. So let's go over to the lathe. There we go. So on the lathe, I have a lump of oak, bargain piece of oak.
How do you know it's a lump of oak?
Because it's got on there oak, 12 inches by 4 inches. And this was the bit of oak that I run out the wood turning, not the wood turning, the wood timber place with. Because the guy only charged me like £2 for a metre length of 4-inch oak. So I knew he'd messed up.
Exiting.
So, yeah.
Like Daffy Duck going, woo, 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 woo.
You messed up. Ain't my fault. Right, so I'm going to start getting this round. Dale can let us know who's in the chat. Any questions, then fire them away.
Yeah, why is the fine structure constant 1 over 137th?
I ain't got a clue.
Right,
Ask me another one.
I'll ask you something else.
Right, big bit of wood. Let's get big rough and gouge. Let's turn it down a little bit.
I'll never look to see who's in, kind of thing. Oh, starting from, I'm not going to do anything mad tonight. I've forgotten how. Barry Chetty, Bob Rice, Brian, Dory Sexty, Doug Miller, Douglas Mungham, Jury's Woodturn, Gerard, James Crawford, Mark Beckett, Susie Swiss Woodturner, Todd at Glencoe Woodworks, Tony Smith, Mr. Wayne, the Wood Jedi, and one and only Wivey Woodshed. And you have 23 gorgeous, wonderful human beings watching you this.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. I've just realised that a big rough and gouge makes a big mess. It's going to be fun later, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, you do like them big, you know what I mean? Hey. You know, Doug Miller's just come in.
I can hear myself. I've got my phone as my little screen by the lathe so I can see any comments.
Someone reckons this is part of my workshop. You're going to break it to them, but you aren't there. think I saw Doug Miller coming in. He might have. Yep, he is indeed.
So one thing I like about that book is it's got a really detailed description on how to turn each item, and it also gives you the measurements. So if you are new to turning or never turned that sort of thing before, then there's a step-by-step guide in there.
Young Douglas Mungham's in, along with Anita Ball.
Hi, Douglas.
You have 30 beautiful human beings watching you this fine evening. So is the big scoop working tonight, or is it still offline?
How are we looking? We're getting there. There is a crack down this piece. I did glue that before we started, so it shouldn't affect us too much. Plus that end's going to be the handle, so we'll probably turn most of that. Don't talk and use shit at the same time. We'll probably lose most of that anyway.
Woodturning with Barry's in?
I'll stand the other way around. I won't swallow so much. Yeah, so super excited.
Oh, sorry, man. After you.
Super excited. I'm off to a Cheam Woodturners on the 15th.
Cheam's a good club.
So anyone that goes there.
Very, very posh.
And I think
Pub across the road. Pub across the road does a good evening meal.
I think the end of the month is Ashdown Woodturners.
Oh. Gerard the French Turner says he might finally be able to be at the lathe tomorrow if Irish Post is fast. Oh. Why are you waiting for the Irish Post, young Gerard? Meantime, young Douglas has asked, Scott, how's Joe?
So Joe she's getting there. Still got a long way to go. She's out of hospital.
Yeah, you could have gone and picked her up. I mean, that walk home is quite long. Oh, it's not what you meant. Sorry, man.
She is. She's recovering well. She's starting to do little bits. I did have a cheeky laugh at the Hoover she brought. So she decided she wanted a little lightweight Hoover. That will be easier for hoovering the laminate. So when she was in hospital, we had to put laminate down everywhere we had carpet. So she's bought this lovely little Hoover, and I did have a little chuckle because yeah, you know, like the little handheld ones you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of them with a big handle on it.
Hole on it. Wow.
So what we're going to do, we're going to put a tenon on this end just so we can pop it in the chuck.
Gerard has come back with my question, answer to my question, which was the switch on the lathe broke and you can't get one where he is. Got it through Axman, said that delivered to Northern Ireland first to avoid tax and customs. In which case, he's sent a number of smileys, but I'll sum up what he means by it. It was. Oh, Sugar Roshi's in.
Mr. Shuck, how are we?
You have 37 beautiful human beings watching you this fine Thursday evening. Technically, I need to correct that. 36 beautiful human beings, because obviously I'm watching, so I mean, I'm guilty of many crimes. Being a human being isn't one of them.
Right, let's get this in the chuck. Nearly didn't have a chuck for tonight earlier. I decided it'd be a good idea to take it apart and clean it.
Do you know, you're a loony. I've said this before, right?
Yeah. You've said things to me before. Why do it before life? I don't know.
Why do it before life?
I don't know.
You could have done it last night when you were falling asleep and having biscuits. Oh, the Sheffield Sasquatch himself, Mr. Wayne Gilbert, is in along with his lovely lady Valerie.
Hello, Auntie Val. Hello, Mr. Peaties. Okay, so there we have it in the chuck. Let's go to the book and I'll show you what I mean about the measurements. So it will give you the picture. Is that the right way round, Dale, or do I need to flip the book?
No, man, you're upside down.
Flip the book round. So it gives you the picture. It will tell you the tools you need, and then it also gives you dimensions and bits to go from there. Step-by-step guide, and then there's also some alternative designs
and things you can hit with said mallet. I think Rob from Klingspor is in.
Hi, Rob. Right. So we're going to put a little tenon on this end, not to hold anything, but that is going to be what we'll cut off on the end.
Oh.
It'll also help level this end up because this end is as rough as anything.
You have 41 beautiful human beings watching this show on a Thursday evening, young man.
Now, I might go for a part and tool rather than that carbide.
So you're going to go for a pint the way you started that?
No, that'll be afterlife.
Right.
I'm going to raid the garden bar.
Do it. Get some Thistly Cross down you.
No, there's Hawkstone down there.
Oh, if you can have Thistly Cross, Hawkstone's definitely where to go. Very nice. I hear Jeremy Clarkson thinks it's good.
So that'll do for now.
Douglas Money has a question for you, young Scott. He says, Scott, is oak the best wood for this?
So any hardwood will do. Obviously, if it's going to be used, then you want a hardwood. I've gone for oak because that's the bit of 4x4 I had. I have got some ash, but you know, if you're going to do it for decorative, then you can use anything else. I've got a piece of acacia, but I've never turned acacia, and I don't know whether it's a hardwood or a softwood. So if anyone in the chat knows, then it's always good to learn.
From Acacia.
Acacia Avenue.
Yeah. Wayne the Woodturner says, Douglas, he says curriculum vitae is the best. Oh no, sorry, he actually says lignum.
Lignum vitae. Do you know I've got a lignum vitae bowling ball that Steve SK gave me before COVID, and it's sat there waiting.
Waiting for what?
To become a mallet.
Thinking about long bowls on the go.
Waiting to become a mallet.
That's in your future. I mean, I just know it. I mean, it's white trousers on the weekends, kind of thing. Little flat cap, bowling balls across grass. I mean, I can see that.
Oh. So I will be getting around to that. Right, let's lose some of. Actually, let's just go for a spindle gouge to start off with. Just so I know where I'm going to go.
Mr. Clasper agrees with you. He says green balls are the best for it.
So we'll lose some of this excess stuff.
Chug says, just in case you didn't know, eh, Scott?
Uh-huh. Ah, Wayne says acacia is quite soft. There we go. So don't use acacia for a mallet then.
It's a very ripe
Otherwise it'll
banana,
just-
man. That's what's going on there. "44 beautiful human beings are watching me this fine evening." It's a fair old bit of material to take out of this. How are you going to judge the size of the handle?
So in the book, it gives you descriptions. I normally go for what I feel feels comfortable. Normally just over 2 inches.
Saying nothing. Michael McEwen's in. Oh, Clive's in. He sneaks Waller.
Mr. Snakes.
He says, good evening, Scott, and everyone else. Hi, Dale, Shug, and Wayne. Anita has a question for you, Scott. She says,
Yes.
what is the name of the book you showed Ella? Could you return it to the screen, sir, and
I
give
can.
everyone another look?
It is called 30-minute woodturning. So there's 25 projects in there. You've got bottle stoppers, Christmas decorations, different vases, ring. There's loads in there. As I said, the link is down in the description below. There's a couple of other books in there as well.
Young Dances with Aardvarks is in. Roger Kent's in.
Good evening. Right.
Anita, there is a link in the description where if you follow it through, I'll take you right to the book, I think, on Amazon, Scott.
It is on Amazon.
Cool.
Okay. Back to the spindle gouge, or the rough and gouge.
Folks in the chat are generally saying hello. And at least on my screen, you've got 45 people watching. One of which is obviously me.
And again, there's lots of different variations on the handle, how you want to turn it. Some people like to do it so it's got ribs for grip. Some people do a little decorative bit. At the end of the day, it's designed as a tool, but whatever suits you, whatever you want to turn.
We've got a question for the Sheffield Sasquatch. He says, question. Why are you on for an hour if it's from a 30-minute book on wood turning?
We might not make the hour, but we'll see. We'll see.
The Jennifer Straughton's in.
Even Jennifer.
Neil M's in.
Once the live's over, I've got some more turning to do. Anyone would think it's me that's doing the A-level engineering. The amount of turning I've done for it, but
Leela Gwynson.
Hiya, Leela. Where did I put my calipers? There they are.
So if you can pinch more than 2 inches, it's too big. And you need some special care.
Yeah. 2 might be a bit big. Let's have a look. Inch and a half. Yeah. If anyone else has got anything they'd like to see turned on a Thursday night, if you want to pop it in the chat or send me a message.
Hangover cure for Friday.
Or leave a comment afterwards.
Young JP Woodwork is in.
Evening. Then we can always have a look.
Hangover cure for Friday. That's what I want to see, Tom. Wayne's solution to this is don't get sober. Oh, I like his style. Because of all that coffee that might be wine that is coffee that might be wine that he gets.
You can never have too much coffee.
A splash of Asbac, if I suspect. So who or what are you going to hit with a mallet to prove that it works?
I don't know. So the last couple of mallets I turned in the summer, one was for my dad, and 2 of them went to a film set.
Oh, yeah. Susie, the Swiss woodturner, says, I would love to see some spheres turned on lives, either turned by hand or turned with a sphere jig.
So, I'm not very good at turning spheres, but we can give it a go. If you want someone turn spheres or watch someone turn spheres, then I know Wayne the Woodturner has got a couple of videos out there with it. And also Steve Twidell, Temple Boy Turnings.
Young JP says, agreed. Wayne told him that flavoured coffee is the best. Wayne goes on to add 1 part coffee, 10 parts Asbach. True Grit finishes in.
Evening, Dan. So what I'm doing is I've just noticed, as I've been turning, I've managed to chip that end. So we're just going to make that a little bit smaller.
Oven or deep fried. Woodworm Paul's answered. Good evening, Scott and Earworms. Nice to see you back, Scott. Good evening to all in the chat. Wayne says he's going to do a sphere on Saturday. He says awesome.
There you go. But I will have a go. I've got a really rubbish sphere jig that I brought off Amazon. Not impressed with it, but I know Wayne and Mark Shopdog, they've got the Paul Howard jig. But as I said, Steve at Temple Boy Turnings, he's put out a video, and we might follow Steve's idea. Steve uses a bit of cardboard and makes a template. Skew chisel.
Young Wayne Sheffield Sasquatch says, Dale asks who's Scott going to hit with a mallet once it's made. Valerie apparently says, probably yourself, Scott.
Valerie. I can always take it to the picket line, you know. People that don't toot as they go past.
Question. Oh, question, asked Susie. Do you have a link to the Steve who turns the spheres? Or what is his YouTube name? Let me have a look around for you here. See who gets there first.
Turning.
Yep. I'll just have a wee look.
So we have that crack still in there. I think.
You know, I type Temple Boy Tunnels into YouTube and I get Temple Boy map. That's a bit worrying. And here we go.
So let's go.
Andrew AGK's in.
Hi, Andrew. So Steve hasn't put any videos out for a little while. He was building his creator van, and then during the storms he lost his workshop, so he's been building a new workshop. But he does lots of good videos.
One good, so it is.
So that's 03A adhesives thin super glue.
You have 49 beautiful human beings watching you, young man.
Thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. It does feel good to be back in the workshop and doing lives. I'm just wondering, because that's quite deep. Do we make a feature of that? I think I'm going to turn it down, because 03A do a black super glue. So I might finish getting the shape I want.
Now, is it black or is it very, 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 very dark blue?
So finish getting the shape I want, and then we might make a feature of that crack just by using the black.
Very, 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 very dark blue. Only piece socks are black.
And I want to give myself a little bit more room up the top. So we're going to take a little bit more off here. That is quite a big mallet head.
Neil Emson.
Hi, Neil.
Douglas Mung is suggesting a lidded bowl.
A lidded bowl. Yeah, we can do that. All right. I'm going to swap tool rests for the shorter one, just so I can get in up the top.
You have 51 beautiful human beings watching you on this fine evening, young man.
One sharp spindle gouge shot.
Wayne of the Big Feeties is saying he's going to Newton next week. If the weather holds, young Wayne, I'll be there on the Saturday.
I unfortunately won't now. With everything that happened with the bits we had to change at home, I can't afford it, unfortunately.
Cleaned you out, young man.
Yes.
Jamie says he struggles to work at the best of times with his ankle.
Sorry?
Jamie says he struggles to work at the best of times with his ankle. Slightly paraphrased, but that's more or less what he said. Jennifer reckons she'll be there on the Saturday. Mr. Feeties says that he'll be there on Friday and Valerie will be there on Saturday. And Mark Beckett says he'll be there both days. He's demonstrating with Taylor's Murfield.
Cool. All right. So what I've done is I've taken that tenon down on the end there, just so I can try and get a nice finish on the top. You know, I might even do a bit of decoration on the top.
Gerard says he won't be there because he's got his new grandson's naming ceremony.
How are we doing on time? Oh, look.
Plenty time.
Yeah. Just try and get rid of some of these square edges. Make it a little bit more softer. And then we'll go back to the crack.
Saying nothing.
Do you know what?
You have, brace yourself for this, 54 beautiful human beings watch you in this fine evening.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So I don't know how well that's shown. There's like a little line here where it hasn't drawn properly, but it's crying out to me. So I think we're going to put a little bead in there. Just because we can. And we're going to do that using the Ashley Isles fluted parting tool.
Young Paul, Woodworm Paul is asking me, Dale, is your workshop completed now? Well, that's a remarkably interesting question. I would say that my workshop is built. I don't think anyone's workshop is ever completed. No, no one's workshop is finished. You know, but we're watertight, powered up, doors on, stuff getting made. So yeah, I think so.
Did you sort out the important bit?
Which bit was that?
The new T-bench.
No, I never did that last night. I get completely distracted by something else.
No? Is that not important in the workshop? You got to have a
I've kind of got one right now. I've got one right now. It's just in camera view. That's all, kind of thing. What's really important to get done is get the water in for the sink. Now I've decided where it's going to go.
Cool. Just wondering whether I need to take a little bit more off there.
It does mean you're going to have to wire up a inline water heater for it, though.
A water heater?
Aye.
Are you going to go posh and get one of these hydro boils?
No, I'll get one of those cheap-ass taps like I had last time.
You're not going to go for like one of
turn up.
these?
No. That cheap-ass
One of
tap
these-
thing is perfect.
Like you had in the kitchen?
No. In the workshop there was a hot in my pre. There was if you turned it on too much, you sort of cooled it down. But if you found a sweet spot, you get hot water out the little inline tap kind of thing. That wasn't expensive, and it wasn't a pain in the ass to plumb either.
Cool. Right.
Bit
of decoration on the top, I reckon. And then we're on to sanding. I'm just going to put some lines in, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the tip of the skew just to go in at an angle.
Skew, Barney McGoo. What was it? Skew, bit of grit to sand it, buff it, done. Something like that. Can't remember.
I don't know. I've not heard that for ages. When did we do that last?
Skew, bit of grit to.
I don't know.
Sand it,
right.
buff it, done. Doesn't matter.
Okay. So we got this crack on the top.
Oh man, we're getting a cuthbert dibble grub going on right now. No. You're on the right track though, but it's something it's grit in the middle of it, kind of thing. You know, I mean, no brand affiliation of grit in this particular case.
So let's go for the black.
But we are open to bribes. Saying nothing, Dan. Yeah, here's a disaster. This bottle of Thistle Cross is empty. Luckily, I've got a backup. I mean, I've got another one. Dan from True Grit Finishes is saying, Mark, why does it say repeat after your name? I think it says RPT, to be fair.
Right.
Mark responded, Dan, it's because I keep coming back like a bad penny.
So we're just going to give that a couple of minutes. While we're doing that, I'm just going to move these shavings out of the way before I
have a tumble. That'd be hilarious. Live from the Bluelight Turner's workshop. It's tumble of the week.
Don't put lino in your workshop. It's brilliant for tidying up, but do you know what? Shavings on top of it.
I gave you?
No, this is out the top of a skip.
That's the stuff you bought. That's the stuff you got.
No, this is out of a skip. This is.
I remember now. Looks pretty though. You saying like a lot of things that look pretty is dangerous.
Yeah, get too many shavings on there. It's like being Torval and Dean.
I would love to be able to hum the bolero right now, but one, I don't know it, and two, you might get a copyright strike if I'm any good at it.
All right. Let's use a little bit of activator.
A little activator, a little more action, baby. Wayne says, I'm going to paraphrase this. Wayne says, Scott takes a tumble, earthquake in London.
What number on the Richter scale, though?
You know, I mean,
was it from Dale's skip? No, it wasn't Douglas. So we had.
It's a fair track from my skip to his house now.
Yeah. We had an old mattress that I needed to get rid of. Neighbour had a skip, so I said, you know, cheeky, can I pop it in your skip? And they went, yeah. So we carried said mattress down to put it on the skip. And covering the whole top of the skip was a brand new bit of lino. So the lino come off the skip, the mattress went on.
Andy H is in. Bob Rice, who I must have missed coming in earlier, says, embarrassing to phone for an ambulance, Scott.
Yeah, especially because your family are really good when you work for the service that going, oh, he works for the ambulance service.
That's it, kind of thing. You get relentlessly the mick taken out of you once they work out you're not fatal.
Right. Now, I'm not going too thin yet because obviously we've got to sand it and finish it.
I suffer from that problem. I'm not going too thin just yet.
But that's just so we can get a better bit of sanding. All right, let's do this.
Douglas wants to know, do you get a discount for the taxi ride?
Nah.
And young JP says, Scott is the only person I know with a cord in his workshop in case he falls. Lol.
Cord in the workshop. What, like the old people have, Jamie?
Yeah, it's not was it one of those alert things hanging around your neck? There's the alert things, isn't it? What's that you're using, Scott? Looks like a grinder with an attachment.
No, so this is a... stop it turning. Again, there's a link for this down the bottom. This is a Makita right-angled drill.
Does look like a grinder with a knob on it.
Oh
no, I can see the
these
chuck.
are the...
I can see the chuck.
The Simon Hope quick change arbors.
Douglas asked Gerard, did he get his switch? Gerard replied, he got his switch yesterday and posted it back to him this morning. All going well, should get a replacement tomorrow. So stop breathing in the dust.
There.
More like inhaling the cider. It's not good for you.
No, you're meant to swallow it and enjoy it, not inhale it.
Not and try to laugh at the same time, anyway.
Bit of hand sanding. Cool, man.
Good Lord. Have you been in a course? Good videos on YouTube about how to do hand sanding.
I can't remember the last time I did hand sanding on turning. I tend to use my drill for everything now because I've got the 3 different size arbors.
Have you got? So I take it the vac isn't on underneath you.
No. The reason for that is because I had to move the cam back inside the workshop.
Oh.
So if I turn that on, you're probably all going to get deafened.
Can't hear a thing. Seriously, can't hear a thing.
You can't hear it?
No. Oh. Pop your plunger out.
Let's clear the blockage then.
Pop.
The top extractor's not fantastic.
Is there a blue pencil down there? That's what's wrong. Look at this. Go on, show us. There's a blue pencil down there, right?
No, there ain't. There's too many shavings down there. That's what it is. And loads of nylon.
Nylon?
Yeah.
What have you been up to, young man?
Because the youngest is...
anything you say now, I'm not going to believe.
That's what the youngest is using to make his A-level project.
Paul Kavanagh's in?
Try and get in those little grooves on the top.
That's what she said. The Sheffield Sasquatch says Scott stores his nylons down there. I avoided that. I mean, it was just a setting up, but I walked away from it.
I don't know what they're making. All I know is we've had to turn 24 nylon pegs.
Turning time with drag queens.
Do you remember Battleships?
What, the movie or the game?
The game. No, the little
Yes,
pegs.
sir. Yeah.
They're just like bigger ones of them.
Cool. Paul Kavanagh says, does mounting the extractor like that work okay? It worked really well on mine until someone dropped a blue pencil down it. What do you think, Scott?
I really like it. Hence why I nicked the idea off Dale.
He's at it.
Works even better if you shut the blast gate on the other side of the workshop.
Have you done that yet?
I've just done it now.
Scott's Clive says, Scott. Question. Will Scott use the wire thing to bum near the hand? Sorry, he says burn. My bad. I'm leaning quite far back.
Would you?
He says he wants you to bum near the head. Sorry, the bead. Burn.
The question is, Clive, do you want to see? We can get the wire thing out and burn down there.
Oh, go on. Why don't you embellish? Michael, it's a very true point. You do need a big thing to stop big things falling in there. However, the singularly most efficient way to block it up is to drop a blue pencil down there.
Hang on.
Do you have a blue pencil to prove the point, Scott? Hey! Oh, flashbacks. Oh, you can lie down.
You notice how that's the other side of the wall as well?
It's definitely a safe distance. Sneak would like you to burn near the head, please. Young Donna's in. Hello, Donna.
Evening, Donna. So did Clive decide whether he wanted me to get the burning wires out?
He wanted you to bum near the head, burn near the head. Handle, burn near the handle.
Burn the handle.
Yep.
Now we're doing that super glue. Right. If I go over here, doop. Right, let's say his name right this time, because last time I used these was in a virtual craft festival, and I called him Clive. His name's not Clive. These are the Carl Jacobson signature burning wires from Easy Rituals.
Clive Jacobson, my word. I'm sure that would upset him.
Let's go for a slightly thicker one. So let's go doop. So these come in.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
These come in 2 different lengths and 3 different thicknesses, but they're really quick change. So you can decide what you want and swap them over.
Gerard has a question. What if you did have your contraption sit at an angle instead of flat? Less chance of stuff falling down it? You'd think.
Yeah. So I used to have the rockler system on the back, which is like a half, or it's a bit shaped like a bit of gutter and just goes on the back, but I didn't really like that. Right. Let's do some Bernie.
All we need now is Barry Sives to appear.
Let's go either side of the bead, make a feature of that. Just be conscious when you are doing this, if you've got your hand over the lathe and getting anything caught. There we go, some Bernie. That was 120. So we go 240.
Clive's happy.
You don't have to have, you know, you don't have to buy them. Before I brought them, I had a couple of handles I turned myself, and I used florist wire.
Roy's the boys then. He says he won his club competition last night for making a mallet.
Oh, excellent. Well done. This is probably taking me longer than I would do, but we are talking and hopefully having a bit of fun along the way. All right. How's that
Dan
looking?
says steel guitar strings work very well. Or
Yeah,
for Mike
guitar
McKean.
strings.
Michael McKean says the same thing.
No, I haven't done. I need not to throw my methylated spirits over the workshop, but I always clean my work after the course I did with Martin Sabian Smith, just to get all the dust out of the pores. Just get that a quick wipe down. Also helps the fire start better later on when I throw it all in the bin.
Spontaneous combustion, don't you know? You have 55 beautiful, cultured individuals watching you this evening.
Right. And then we're just going to use a chestnut acrylic sanding sealer. No particular reason.
Drink. That looked all blood.
No particular reason that I've gone for the acrylic, other than it was at the front of the cupboard. And I'll give that a couple minutes to dry. And while we're doing that, I'm going to open a tin of True Grit. Another slurp of coffee.
Slurp.
Okay. So I said at the beginning, this is the True Grit abrasive wax paste that you can now get from me, or Taylor's Murfield, or Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, Axminster. Massive well done to Dan and Katie for getting it into the Axminster stores. But Dan put out a map beginning of the week of everywhere that you can walk in and buy it. There we go. You don't need a lot. Just rub it into your work with your lathe stationery. Roy, made it from green. Roy, answer me a question. How did you hold your lawn bowl on the lathe? Because that is the only thing. That's the only thing that stopped me turning one.
Screw?
I did think about the worm screw. And someone else said you can make like a jam chuck for it, and I was like,
Gentleman Woodturner says you can walk in and buy it from me, but you have to bring him a coffee when you do.
You could walk in and buy it from me, and again, bring coffee.
Well, bring your biscuits.
Hold it between centres and turn a tenon.
The Jedi says, Scott, you hold it between centres and then you turn a tenon. I think he means turn a tenon.
I might have to do it in a hangout one day. Wayne can give me some advice, and then you can all laugh when it flies off.
Promise?
So all I'm using here is this is the Chestnut safety cloth. Again, link in the description below.
So what book did this come from again, Scott?
This was the 30-minute wood turning product. 30-minute wood turning by Mark Baker. So there's 25 projects. There we go.
Link in the description.
Link in the description.
Remember, folks, if you like what young Scott is doing, go on, hit that thumbs up. And if you're fresh to his channel, go on, hit that subscribe button and make sure you give that notification bell a bit of a ring. He works shifts with the ambulance service, so his lives can be a little bit erratic. So if you hit that notification bell, you'll make sure you get to find out when he's on live next time.
All right, there we go. So let's get a fresh bit of paper towel.
Fresh bit of paper towel. You got here too long. Next thing you would say is a wee bit of paper towel.
I got in trouble for using this paper towel in a workshop the other day.
Oh, did she not know it was out there?
I asked my good lady wife to put some on the Tesco's order. And she went, how much? You could buy Tesco's own.
Roy's the boy says he took the plastic ends out and held it between centres and made a tenon.
Okay.
Michael says your lives were always erratic. Lol. Sheffield Sasquatch says, if you do it in a hangout and it flies off, Scott, how long can we laugh before phoning you an ambulance? Dan from Trigger Finish, he says, Mark Beckett, stop sending me private messages during a live. I'm trying to concentrate.
There we go.
Wayne says, buy Aldi, it's cheaper.
I've gone through loads of different paper towels in the workshop. Blue roll, white roll. And then I found, wait, what's this? Blitz. I just like it. Yes, it's dearer than everyone else, but hey ho. So, going to give it a coat of chestnut microcrystalline wax.
That's a fairly well used tin. Look at, you can see the bottom. It's getting on for empty.
I need to buy a new one.
Now, there's a debate raging in the chat as to where the cheapest place to buy kitchen roll is. The debate rages at Aldi between Shug and the Wood Jedi, where it's Home Bargains is cheaper, says Shug, and Wayne says, no, Aldi is best. Is there any advance in Aldi or Home Bargains?
What's the most expensive packet of tomatoes people have seen in a minute?
I've no idea. I'm Scottish, so I don't eat vegetables or fruit. Unless it's in cider, in which case that counts as part of a 5 a day.
I saw a shop in Croydon yesterday that had like the big cardboard boxes. With the shortage, they were definitely milking it. But they wanted £24 for a box of tomatoes.
Ouch.
Yes, what I thought.
50 quid, Douglas reckons.
You know, I like a cheese and tomato sandwich. Or an egg mayo and tomato sandwich. But you won't catch me paying that price for it.
You know. Bacon rolls, please. Anything else? Anything else, I don't know. It's just for colour. The question is, what effect is it having on the price of tomato sauce? How are Heinz coping? And when the Wood Jedi says tomatoes, who the bleep cares?
They're only a 5 a day, Wayne.
He has two different wines. He has white wine and red wine. That counts as two.
Is that because it's white grapes and red grapes?
Absolutely.
All right. There we go. Let's get this cut off, and we shall call that a night. Because any minute now, I'm going to have someone banging on the workshop going, I want to go to bed. Can we turn this peg? Thank you to everyone that has come in tonight. I do appreciate that my lives are erratic and I have been missing for a little while. Unfortunately, life got in the way. And as I said, I will be back for the next... Sure, it's the next 3. Definitely live next week. And I'm sure the week after means that I can do it as well. So that's down to about 3 mil that end. So I'm going to be super careful because if this comes off, we're all going to laugh.
That'd be terrible. You know, that'd be terrible kind of thing. Make sure you put your mask on. Are those safety spectacles? Many suggestions are in the chat regarding how to manage to hold the thing in with various wedges and apparatus.
Right, so that's been enough. That should twist off.
That's what she said. Hey. Oh.
Cling.
Let's have a look at the nubbity nub.
Only a little bit. I'm going to get rid of that. My little carving knife. But what I will do is I'll
That looks like the kind of thing that would get you into A&E more alacrity than getting a splinter.
It's a spoon carving knife. I've never carved a spoon with it, but it's, you know, nubbity nubs. We'll get that on some sandpaper later on. Let's go back to the main screen.
Does that mean I need to set up now?
Yeah. Yeah, put the beer away, sit up.
No, shan't. Can he make me?
Can I meet you? Right, let's do that. Covered. There we go. One carving mallet. Simple project from the first life back. I said, go and check out Mark's book. Link is in below. There's lots of fun ideas in there for whether you're a new turner, beginner, or candlesticks, all sorts. Let's bring Mr. Dale back. Thank you, Dale, for joining me this evening. It's a new one.
It's a pleasure, young man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone else that has been. Not sure what we're going to do next week yet. I might go through the books and see if we can find another project. We shall see. But for now, I'm going to hit that button. I shall see you all next week. Bye for now.